Hi everyone, welcome to Lectora Live, your inside track into Lectora, and we are actually live at the LUC 2017, the Lectora User Conference at the really beautiful hotel. This is the Hyatt Regency, Cincinatti. It's a lovely place, and the people are just wonderful out here. I've got Nick Haven with us right now. He is the Director of Development for CourseMill?
I'm DevOps.
DevOps.
For CourseMill, actually the entire DevOps situation. I'm focusing on CourseMill right now because we've got some very important things going on.
Right. Yeah, you guys are doing a lot of stuff with CourseMill. You know, it's funny. A lot of people don't know about CourseMill, and some people complain it's slow or this or that. I've actually found it to be pretty fast, and I actually find it to be pretty darn. It had a good UI. It was flexible. It did quite a bit, and it didn't work badly. I've worked on over 15 LMSs. And it was one of my favorites, absolute. I mean, and it costs a whole lot less than the big guys, which I've been underwhelmed with.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, totally underwhelmed. And I used to be a database designer. I was a database architect. I was an IT guy for 20-something years, and so I know about databases. And you know, you guys designed a pretty good system, and I've known places that worked with it, and they didn't really have any problems.
Yeah, and especially with our new setup on AWS, our hosted customers are getting 10 times the bandwidth that we've seen in the past.
That's Amazon, right?
That's Amazon.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're using solid-state drive. We're using dedicated hardware.
Oh, so it's cranking right now.
Absolutely cranking. I mean, the speed, reliability, and network availability overall is higher than most people get in general for any other services, even locally.
Interesting. Now, how are you finding solid-state drives work for this kind of database access? And we're talking server level access, pretty good?
Yeah, absolutely. There are things called IHOPs in databases.
Yes.
So it's the amount of threads that it can write to the disk at a time.
Right.
And before we were getting about 100, and now we're registering over 1,000 as the base, as the minimum. Like we can thread that at once without even blinking.
That's a lot.
It hops up even higher than that because some of the databases even have two of the SSDs in parallel with each other.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Did it cause you any rewrite to work on the SSDs, or everything's still pretty much the same code?
Well, when we moved to Amazon, we changed a few things. Since we had to redo all of our servers, we said it's time to make some changes. Updated the code to the newer version of Java for higher security. Updated the code so that we can work with the latest version of MySQL indexes.
Okay.
And the latest version of Tomcat as well.
So that's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty nice. So you're using MySQL?
Yeah, we're using MySQL as our primary database because we use Linux as our backend for CourseMill.
Who doesn't, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
with
my gosh.
Linux, you have that beautiful command prompt, and you don't have to worry about the administrators having a whole user interface that you're.
And Linux is pretty enterprise right now. It's come a long way.
Yeah.
From its very inception days, not what, 20 years ago, 20
Yeah, and
years
even
ago?
Microsoft's starting to adopt CentOS as some of their server products. So it's really where people are going with their systems.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we were Unix programmers for a long time,
Yeah.
so we love the Unix system. And Linux is basically a derivative of Unix, and they just work. They work well, and you can get a lot of users on them. Until you put a GUI on it, then all of a sudden it slows down, as is typical. We used to laugh because you could put Linux on a PC and make it a server, and you could host 30, 40 people, 50 maybe, on one PC, and that was a long time ago. Now, even better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we build all our own machines at work, and we're putting SSDs in everything, video workstations. They are so our render time. I rendered an hour-and-a-half video. I was actually sitting. I built myself a machine really fast, and this is interesting because when you render video, it's very intensive, and you've got a lot of writing and stuff going on, reading and writing, because you've got your data and then you've got your write source, and 90-minute video. Usually that would take you at least 90 minutes to render out.
Yeah.
And I said, well, let me try this. I was doing Handbrake. I was rendering. Handbrake is a tool that renders very tight videos in MP4s. And we're talking, you have a 400 megabyte source file. It brings it down to like 20 to 40 megabytes. It's really amazing.
It's very nice.
And so I sit and I go, boom. I start the job. and my whole system just flares up with fans. It's like, oh my God, what did I just do? It's like 3 minutes later, I re-encoded and compressed a 90-minute 3 minutes.
And with the SSDs doing 800 IHOPs at one time, both read and write. It's really shocked. How fast is your processor?
And we want 2 SSDs.
Yeah.
So it was going from one to the other, and the internal network is fast, so the bus is fast in the machines. I couldn't believe 3 minutes to render.
Yeah,
that was cool.
That's incredible. I remember rendering when I was a kid, and we would do a 90-minute video, and it would take half a day to render on one of those little Macs that were reliable.
Yep, it's pretty amazing. So the performance in CourseMail sounds like it's just skyrocketed.
Yeah, and we focused on performance and security with this new update. So really, we have so much more security. All of our CourseMail instances on Amazon are SSL secured at an A grade.
Okay.
So there's no man-in-the-middle listening that can happen to listen to your users' passwords or your content or anything like that.
That's important.
And no sniffing or anything like that. And our firewall is so tightly controlled. We do not allow IP addresses to even connect besides the web.
They can't ping you.
Yeah, they can't ping, but they can't connect or even see that the server's there unless they use the web ports on any other on any IPs that are not owned by Trivantis.
Right. That's pretty good.
So
that's pretty good, and it's still it's mainly a hosted solution, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty reasonable. We priced it out for some clients, and they were going, "That's it, that's it." And they just go, really? But they go to Saba or some other people, and they go, $500,000 is your minimum get-in price.
Oh yeah.
And having seen it, having worked on it with a couple of clients, don't believe the hype.
I certainly understood that a little better. I had worked for Trivantis for almost 6 years, and then I moved to a company that worked for leadership. And that's what they did. They specialized in leadership training. And working with, I'm not going to say their names, but a different company for an LMS. And I realized that literally you needed to go to 16 screens just to put content into this LMS and make it accessible to one user.
And that's not unusual.
Oh, no. And this software costs over $500,000 a year to run. Just like, what are we doing?
Well, I know some people that bought. I won't mention it. Well, I already mentioned them earlier, but I won't re-mention them. People forget quickly. And they were having page turns. So let's say they're running a Lectora piece, and you go from page 1, you hit the next button, about a minute or 2 wait time. It was like, oh my gosh! And they have 110,000 employees. You can imagine how slow training was.
Yeah.
People literally took a minute or 2 to just go, dunk. And we're not even talking highly, these are like page turners. Dunk. It was really slow.
Gosh.
And it wasn't just the network. It was the database behind it. Couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Could not keep up. And and being a database guy, I'm going indexing. We got no indexing going on, and it's amazing because I see a lot of the databases today, they're not indexed well. And when you're doing an LMS, if you're not indexed, it's going to be really, really slow. And if you're looking for an LMS, ask people questions like that, because that's where you're going to get performance issues later on. And don't believe that if you pay 50 times more than somebody else, you're going to get a better solution. I think we work with all the top ones, and I've been fairly underwhelmed almost on every one. In fact, it was about 3 years ago, I was working on a CourseMail. There was an account that had CourseMail. And that's 4 years ago, and that's the first time we actually looked at it seriously. And I was going, I really like this. It was just plain simple, and yet it didn't lack any power. It was just a simple interface, which is nice. You don't have to go, like you said, 20 screens deep, and the users didn't have a problem finding things.
Yeah.
Which is also key, because a lot of LMS go, I don't know where I'm at. We get calls and people that, how do I get there? How do I launch my course? Well, first you have to find it. How do I do that? Good luck. So, I have to go through 400 screens. Yeah, you have to go through 400 screens. So it is sort of interesting. Now, you had a video background. You were saying before we did the show.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I spent 2 years in Cincinatti getting the degree in AV, It was a lot of fun. I worked with a couple of local TV stations doing video work. Inter-Community Regulatory Commission is a company I worked with that specialized in making sure that local sports events were broadcast. Besides the big NFL ones,
right.
more like local stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It really was.
So we're doing all the video, the audio, and everything. It is fun. Yeah. It is a lot of fun.
Live editing is what I was focusing on.
Okay.
So,
for sporting events?
Your playbooks coming up in the middle of the pops, screen pops and things like that. Make sure the score was right as we go through.
That's a lot of work, isn't it?
It's intense.
You got to be on it, yeah.
Absolutely.
You got to be on it. And things change quickly, so...
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. I've never done any kind of sports editing or anything like that, but I've seen the guys who do it live, and it's like, wow. It's and a lot of times I remember seeing one of the funniest things is you look at the yellow lines they put for the first down markers, and people go, how do they paint the field? No, that's not a field. That's actually digital. They have a big van or two outside the stadium that actually have somewhere between 6 and 10 computers that paint that line. They draw a matrix of the whole field before the game, and then that line is attached to the matrix, and as they move, that line moves with it. And it's amazing because they do it between their feet, and that's why they need so many computers. It needs a lot of render power to live do that. It's pretty amazing.
And some of the cameras even register hockey pucks.
I know.
And things like that, and they show up as a red dot.
Remember when they were doing the red hockey pucks?
Yeah.
You got a 110 mile or 20 mile an hour puck going by, and it's got a red puck. That's the only way you can see the puck, too. But, yeah, that's pretty fun. So how's the show going for you?
It's going very well. I've been doing a lot of the setup and making sure everybody's got what they need as far as IT is concerned. I have a talk later at 1:15.
What are you talking about?
I'm doing a lightning talk about moving your services, such as CourseMill, to dedicated hardware in the cloud, and how it makes your instance very elastic. So, for instance, you all of a sudden bring on 10,000 users because your company just signed a big contract to host learning with another company. Well, by the next few minutes, you can double your RAM or double your CPU usage in a moment.
Yep.
Or if the opposite happens and you need to scale back to reduce costs, you can certainly do that.
And it's pretty instant.
Yeah. I doubled disk space when we had an issue the other day, and it took about 30 seconds for me to do it.
Oh, that's nice.
So
that's actually pretty nice.
Pulling a lot more hardware in is very nice, very quickly.
That's cool. It seems like Amazon has no limit to hardware. I just sit there going, how many drives do they have out? I mean, they literally have had no limits.
I have found the limits.
Have
you
you?
just have to ask for more. building about 45 servers in a very short period of time. All you have to do is make sure that they know what you're going to be doing soon, and they can make everything available for you.
Yeah, but it's amazing how much they've actually acquired to just. A lot of people are on Amazon, period, all for e-commerce, e-learning, you name it, and they don't seem to really run out of space. They're pretty amazing at that.
It's the solid-state drives are actually like the cheapest that you can
now,
find.
Are they using the biggest ones out there right now? There's a couple of solid-state drives that are like 15 terabytes right now, and they're super expensive. But 15 terabytes on one. That's amazing.
That is incredible.
That is amazing. I come from the IT days where a platter this big was 10 megabytes. Megabytes. Not gigs, not terabytes, megabytes. And it weighed about 100, 200 pounds to move that thing. The good old days. Yeah, I don't miss them.
I wouldn't either. I have a 256 gig flash drive in my pocket that I use all the time.
I know. Isn't that great?
Yeah, $10. I
always love people that say, I miss the old days. No, I don't. No, not at all. Not for that kind of stuff. Not when you have in your thumb, something the size of your thumb, you've got, like you said, 250 gigs. That's pretty amazing.
And that's one of the cheap ones now, so.
Yeah, we're putting Samsung's, the Evos, I think.
I just actually got a new Evo top of the line.
We're between 500 and a terabyte. We find that the 500s are just half the price, and we just go with two of those. Oh, actually, they're less than half the price now. You can get a 500 for like $300 or less.
Actually, the newest level of Evos, I know this is a little off topic, but newest level of Evos certainly dropped in price. I actually just got one of the terabyte ones for my laptop, and it cost around $30.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That was a 500 or 1 terabyte?
Oh, that's 1 terabyte.
One for 300.
850.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, 850 is very fast. Very fast.
Yeah, that's pretty good. This is all about Lectora, by the way. All about learning how to use
you
your hard drives
better. You can open up Lectora
Yeah.
in 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it does go
even faster
on our
than
SSDs. It's like down, up. It's like 1 second.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it's about a second, maybe 2 if you're pushing it. Even Adobe products, which take forever, load within 2 to 3 seconds.
Oh, absolutely.
And Adobe can kill you on it. You say, okay, load, have coffee, take a break. Go on an SSD, load. Oh man, I'm up. Forget the coffee. You're up. You got to get to work. So that's good. So you've been pretty busy at the show and just handling all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a lot of good stuff's coming and is here already with CourseMill.
Absolutely. New student interface, new servers. We're really pushing hard to make it a very competitive product. Not that it isn't already, but
No, it's actually been a really
we're adding
good product.
a lot to it.
That's true, and it's actually been a good product. And again, like I said earlier, if you think you're buying a large company product and you're going to get better results, and they don't pay me for this, by the way, think again, because you will pay. I've known people that have paid 2, 3, 4 million for their data, for their LMS. And the bottom line is they had to rewrite 80. They spent that much in rewriting it because it didn't do anything they needed. That's insanity. Don't do that. You're going to go crazy. You're going to waste all your money. And when it's all said and done, like sum total and some of those, people aren't happy. I know so many unhappy users from that. And my opinion, actually their opinion, we ask. And we've been brought in to fix some of those situations. So we know a lot about big databases, and don't believe the hype. Hate to say it, but CourseMill's good. It is actually one of our favorites in terms of ease of use, and like you said, even setting it up comes up fast. You don't have to spend 6 months to a year to get up your CourseMill.
Not at all.
It's pretty quick. I know people who've done it in less than a month, and they had 3, 4, 5,000 students. It was quick,
and we've had rapid deployments last days. So getting it from migration from the old stuff to CourseMill and getting all of their user data to be automated into our system and everything.
Well, you also have a really good report writer.
Yeah, we really do.
And I know people who are using it, and some of these guys are hard to please. One of them's in Florida. He's got about 3,000 or 4,000. He's got about, I think, 2,500 permanent employees. No, more, because they merged with another company. Let's say 5,000 plus seasonal workers of thousands more. Mm-hmm. And they got up and running in, I think, a little over a month. And the report writer is what sold him, not only on the LMS, but what he uses the report writer for is really kind of not even for learning data. He's using it for major database stuff, Oracle, whatever else they have. And he said he was blown away by it, by how easily he could get reports he needed that made him not only get the information he wanted, but save a ton of money.
And then automate it all at the same
automated
time.
Everything, yep.
Yeah.
And this is across, I think, 50 branches.
That's awesome.
That's
great to hear.
And yeah, he was pretty amazing. He was just amazed by it. And we sold him his first original database, which I don't think exists anymore. Outstart was the one. It was okay. He paid $80,000 for it and spent another 80 probably modifying it. But he outgrew it too quickly. Mm-hmm. And then he went through 2 other database LMSs, and then CourseMill. Yeah. And I think he's been happy. He was on the show once about a year and a half ago, and he was thrilled.
Yeah, it was great about the customization part is if we see people with growing pains to where they buy Lectora and they need additional features,
right.
We really try to accommodate that and then incorporate that for other people later on.
Yeah.
So a lot of these learning management system companies don't do that second part where somebody needed this little chunk where you needed to connect it to your LDAP server or connect it to SSO for some reason, and we collect that piece and we bring it into the product as what you can use it for.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, it's been a pleasure talking with you, and
absolutely.
Good luck at the show. I know this is your last day, right? At the show.
Yeah, last day.
That means just setting up. You're bringing it down now. That's fine. That's more work than putting it up sometimes.
It really is.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We are live at the Lectora User Conference. If it looks a little bit quiet right now, they're all in session. They'll be out in about probably another 15 minutes or 10 minutes. So we will be back with another show in a little bit. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.